fill up a bunch of units with blast compound and launch them into the enemy core at full speed. Well, that didn't work. Welcome back to MINDUSTRY, where last time we mined materials, pumped liquids, mined more materials, and committed extreme war crimes upon our enemies. Before doing anything, we need to finish up on overgrowth first, because our strategy before miserably failed. I haven't quite given up on this strategy yet, so I tried the same thing but with flammable pyrite instead, and surprisingly, it works. After the core burns, I use laser drills to mine a new resource, thorium, for researching new walls and new units. You're not going to believe this, but Ruinous Shores is on the shore. This actually makes it quite annoying to set up defences because you can't build in the water. I end up just unloading blast compound from the core to make my defence. There aren't too many enemies on this sector, but some flying units are able to take down my entire power plant because I wasn't paying attention. Aside from that, this sector goes down pretty smoothly just by spamming the living crap out of these artillery turrets. Before moving on to Windswept Islands, I want to take a moment to talk about this thing that keeps appearing around my core. This is a launch schematic, and if you have the resources, you can set it to appear around the core. This is a simple one I made in 3 minutes just to automatically produce some mining drones. Right, back to Windswept Islands. This is the first sector where the enemy starts sending boats, but because of all the water everywhere, it's even more difficult to build a defense. So instead, I build a bunch of my own boats and send them to defend. Because I forgot to turn the machine off, I end up with a pretty overkill amount of boats, and I'm able to take down the enemies pretty quickly. After capturing the sector, I use the resources here to make more graphite and more silicon because I keep running out. Salt Flats is an enemy base with its defences spread out and using more powerful turrets than last time. Aside from only having copper walls, this base doesn't really have much of a weakness, meaning our only option here is pure brute force. I mass up a huge army of tier 2 units and ignore everything else, attacking just the core. Because of the sheer size of my army, the core is destroyed quickly. Making armies like this costs a lot of silicon though. Luckily here there is an abundance of sand and coal, so I take some time to make a large silicon factory. Capturing the sector allowed me to unlock the water extractor. Water can be used to speed up turrets and drills, so having it on hand like this is very useful. Tar Fields is a great sector because it contains plentiful amounts of each resource in the game, making it a perfect candidate to be our new home base. Before upgrading our production, first we need to capture the sector. Since this is a high threat sector, I end up getting caught off guard by this tier 3 unit as it takes a stroll through my base and destroys half of my stuff. I don't want that to happen again, so I take some time to reinforce my defense, especially since this sector lets us see a tier 4 for the first time. Despite having 7,000 hit points, it doesn't stand a chance against my massive array of turrets. Since the sector has a lot of valuable resources, I spent a lot of time here developing my economy in order to get ready for some big attacks next time.